Animal shelters provide an invaluable service for countries that utilize them. Without them, societies would have large populations of stray animals roaming the streets, usually malnourished, carrying disease, and potentially dangerous. Plenty of good comes out of having animal shelters. Despite that, animal shelters still get a bad rap. Usually a bad apple spoils the whole bunch. And make no mistake, these bad apples are very bad. From abusive treatment to poor living conditions, there's a reason people have mixed feelings about them. So, get your tissues ready, because I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 insane facts about animal shelters. There are an estimated 3,500 brick-and-mortar animal shelters in the United States.
24.
On top of the thousands of animal shelters, there's also an estimated 10,000 rescue groups and animal sanctuaries in the United States.
23.
It's a myth that all animal shelters are bad places. The worst option would be malnourished animals out on the cold streets with no one to take care of them.
22.
Many good animal shelters provide quality service for pets, including veterinary care, spay and neutering, clean environments, and dog training classes.
21.
Only 10% of animals entering shelters are spayed or neutered, which is quite problematic. For instance, one unspayed female dog and her offspring can create 67,000 more dogs in just 6 years.
20.
Animals end up in shelters for two reasons. They were surrendered by their owners, or were picked up off the street by an animal control officer.
19.
Animal shelters aren't just for dogs and cats. Many house other animals as well. You can usually adopt rabbits, guinea pigs, rats, mice, hamsters, birds, and reptiles too.
18.
Don't confuse all animal shelters with puppy mills. Puppy mills are commercial dog breeding facilities that only care about profit and have poor veterinary care, small cages, and awful unsanitary conditions.
17.
Of course, not all animal shelters are run well. In a report by NBC News, the Toronto Humane Society bragged about its low euthanasia rate, but its facility was inhumane and disgusting, with rampant disease and animals dying slowly in their cages. Due to the poor conditions, police raided the facility and arrested the 5 managers responsible.
16.
Many pets at a shelter don't find homes. While numbers vary, every year approximately 8 million pets enter animal shelters, and only 4 million make it out. The other half are euthanized for medical or behavioral reasons, or to make space for other homeless pets.
15.
According to the Animal Humane Society, 80% of the cats and dogs euthanized are usually perfectly healthy, treatable, and adoptable.
14.
More cats are euthanized than dogs. The Animal Humane Society estimates that 70% of cats that enter shelters are euthanized.
13.
Thankfully, the number of euthanized animals has significantly dropped over the years due to an increase in adopted animals and successful returns to their owners when they get lost.
12.
However, they likely will turn away animals they don't have space for or don't believe are adoptable.
11.
The American Pit Bull Terrier and other pit bull types are the most commonly sheltered breed of dog. With 3 to 5 million pit bulls in the US, they're the most commonly bred, leading to overpopulation. Sadly, they're also the number 1 most commonly euthanized when they reach animal shelters. Some shelters don't even give them the chance for adoption.
10.
Sometimes animal shelter policies can be very strange. For instance, in one case, a New York shelter employee took photos of pit bulls with humans in an effort to save them from being euthanized. Turns out, her strategy worked, but she was fired for violating their policy to not photograph animals with humans.
9.
Sheltering homeless animals isn't cheap. It costs taxpayers $2 billion a year to secure, shelter, and possibly euthanize homeless pets.
8.
While a large portion of dogs in animal shelters are mixed breed, you can still find purebred dogs at shelters too. According to the Animal Humane Society, 25% of their dogs are purebred.
7.
In 2013, the Society of St. Francis, a no-kill shelter in Wisconsin, was raided by state authorities for harboring a wild animal. Ray Schultz, the owner of the shelter, said the officials were armed to the teeth. The wild animal in question was a baby deer. Schultz was preparing to take it to a wildlife reserve the next day, but the authorities killed the deer and put it in a body bag.
6.
On occasion, animal shelters experience break-ins. In Macon, Georgia, a woman was indicted for breaking into an animal shelter and letting all the dogs loose, thinking she was helping them. Instead, many of the dogs attacked each other in a brutal and bloody melee. 3 dogs were killed, and many others had severe emotional trauma afterward.
5.
Animal shelters don't all euthanize the same way. Some give an animal a high dose of sodium pentobarbital to peacefully and painlessly put them to sleep. Other shelters find that process too expensive and inefficient. These cost-focused shelters will put tons of animals in a chamber and fill it with carbon monoxide to kill them. While the American Veterinary Medical Association says it's humane, many others disagree and have called for the practice to be banned.
4.
Called black dog syndrome, some studies have shown that black dogs and cats are much less likely to be adopted than their counterparts. Some of this has been attributed to superstitious beliefs.
3.
Even more disturbing, some shelters have banned the adoption of black cats on Halloween for fear of animal torture. While there's little evidence of satanic or occult sacrifice of black cats, shelters apparently do it as a precaution.
2.
People commonly believe animal shelter pets all have behavioral problems. This is untrue. Many animal shelter pets are perfectly good family pets in need of a loving home.
1.
Often, adult dogs at animal shelters will be highly trained, knowing many of the basic commands, and can be easier to take care of than getting a puppy from a breeder. So, did you get your pet from a shelter? Let us know in the comments below, or tweet your answer to us at List25.
Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button on the bottom right and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these videos here or just head to our website at list25.com.